Hello, how are you all? It's me Vidya. Today's topic is also a very important one. Is about what is the feasibility of working with a visitor visa. Is it possible really? So let's get started. The straight answer for a question if you can work on a visitor visa in New Zealand is no. You cannot work on a visitor visa if you are in New Zealand. But there is a clause on the New Zealand government immigration website itself that while you cannot work on a visitor visa and it is illegal to work on a visitor visa, but you can still search and look for jobs on a visitor visa. So you can search and attend interviews and all, but once you are once you are lucky enough to grab a job on your visitor visa, you need to apply for a work visa, and you after getting the work visa is when you can start working on the job. So you cannot start working on your job with your visitor visa because it is very considered as illegal, and New Zealand government is really strict with respect to these things, that they may send you back to the home country and then you will never be allowed to come to New Zealand again for your entire life. So please be cautious when you are really looking for a job on a visitor visa. Please also consider this one, that you cannot work on a visitor visa, but you can search for jobs on a visitor visa, but you need to apply for a work visa once you get that job, and you can only work on a work visa but not on a visitor visa. And also there is a note that your intentions, so when you are applying for a visitor visa, please make sure that your intentions are really genuine and you are really wanting to visit the place. Because if your intentions sounds like you really want to come and work in New Zealand, but you don't have any other options right now open in front of you, that's why you are applying for a visitor visa and you are trying to come to New Zealand. If it sounds this way in any manner to the immigration officer, it will be a straight reject for your application. So your intentions need to be really genuine, that you are genuinely coming to only visit New Zealand but not work in New Zealand. But later on, after coming to New Zealand, your circumstances has changed, and that's why you are kind of willing to see if you can work in New Zealand. That's how your scenario should be. If your scenario sounds to the immigration officer that you are your intention is to work in New Zealand, but you are trying to use the visitor visa, then you will be in a huge risk that you will not be given visitor visa and you will never be able to come to New Zealand. So please make sure that you are not sounding you sound very genuine, that you are applying for a visitor visa. And also please make sure, I want to tell this especially for the individuals with families, because if you are a single person, there won't be so many questions asked if you are just applying for a visitor visa just by yourself. If just your single applicant, they won't ask you. But if you have a family and if you are the only person on the applicant and you are applying for a visitor visa, there will be a question for you, that why are you traveling alone? If you are a family and you have a family, why are you not traveling and with your entire family? Because if your intention is just to travel, it is very much ideal that you will be traveling along with your family. But only if your intention is to search for a job, obviously you won't try to get your entire family with you, because you don't know if you're going to get a job or not, isn't it? So in that case, usually what people would do is either of them, either the husband or the wife would travel first, and then if they are able to get a job, only then next the family comes. But in this case, if you are applying for a visitor visa with an intention to get a job later on in New Zealand, and then if you just say if you're just traveling alone, then there would be a question for you on if you are a married person and if you have a family, what is the reason for you to travel alone on a visitor visa to New Zealand? I really don't know the answer for it, but it should be really genuine. So please be prepared for these kind of questions that could come from the immigration officer. You need to be really careful, otherwise you will not be allowed to New Zealand in your lifetime. Please be really careful. So that's what I've got for you this time. Take care until I meet you next time. See you. Bye bye.